Hello everyone, it's Galen Martling. Today I get to share the Spellbinders All Clubs crate for August 2026. I have one of each of these kits I'm going to show you briefly. I'm going to show you the actual dies and stamps and elements in each of the sets. And then I'm going to demonstrate how I put my cards together using these sets. So what we're doing is on the August 2026, the crate is called Crafty Boo Crew, and it's filled with really wonderful, sweet, and funny and snarky elements. This is the press and foil of the month. It is Boo Humbug. That's the name of it. It has a better press plate of a spooky ghost and a sweet die cut, small ghost. And I used the hat from the large die of the month. I switched out some of the elements. And so I am going to show how to make this with hot foiling, use the Glimmer hot foil system, using these press plates. These sentiments are all going to be also hot foiled in black. And there is a registration there to show you where to set your plates. The next one is the Stitch Die of the Month. This one is I think this was my favorite one. That one is called Frankenstitch. It has sort of like a mummy look, if you will, with different bands of mummy type bands across the face. It's got teeth, and I'm using stitching. I'm going and stitching on white with light gray floss, and I'm using layers that are solid layers without any holes or stitching in light gray cardstock. So it has teeth, top and bottom teeth. It's got eyes and eyebrows to go along with it, and a sentiment. I'm using all of it for this card. So it's so fun to put together, and you can use different colors if you get real creative with colors. But I kind of think like mummies, they're either beige or white, they're wrapped in the cloth, if you will. So I went ahead and did my best to just make it be sort of a monochromatic Frankenstein, if you will. He's spooky. He's so cute, though. The next one is the Clear Stampin' Die of the Month. That one's called Trick or Snark. Now, that is filled with lots of snarky and fun sentiments. I really like it. It's so sweet. This is little characters, Halloween characters with balloons. It's a clear stamp. I decided to stamp it in alcohol-friendly black ink and give it some marker colors using Copic markers. I stamped and cut all the sentiments out. I used most of them on the projects you're going to see today. Remember, stick with me because there's going to be a demonstration on each of these cards. I'm just showing you the sets at first. They become available on the 6th to everyone for new subscribers. And also, the members, this is what you get if you're already a member. And so this one is the small die of the month. That's called Boo Crew Lab. It's got potions in there, some melting candles. You have books and a wonky cake and a little ghost and a bat, some stories, some spellbound ghost stories. And other elements. There's a lot of elements. I didn't use them all, but you can make a few cards with this and not repeat anything. So the large die of the month, that is the Boo Mobile. That is a layered pumpkin, and I used 2 different shades of orange with that, and it's got wheels on it, and it's filled with characters. I chose to fill the card with a skeleton and a ghost, and some witch legs and bones and bat wings, like a Batmobile. And so this is the die set. Again, I didn't use all the pieces almost. There's an eye in there. It's cute. That can look fun on a card, maybe spin around or something. So if you notice, I have the dies I'm showing, and I have a little an image of all the elements in the die set. those little pieces that you see me use, I printed those out from the website. The website has, for each of the products, if you scroll down through the images at the end, usually you'll see how to make the card, all the pieces, and it shows you which pieces go with which die element. So the next, I'm using Stencil of the month. That one's called Peekaboo. It has different layers, and it's a mystery when you're using it. You're not really sure what you're going to make because it's not really obvious in the beginning, but in the end you see these cute ghosts and pumpkins and bats. Now, this is an embossing folder of the month. That's the 2D. It's filled with jack-o'-lanterns, and that one is called Happy Jacks, and that's really sweet. I'm using that behind the Batmobile, if you will, the car. And I'm also using a die to die cut this background. I think it's from Lemonade Stand. All my supplies will be listed in the comment area or down below the video. And in my links, you can go directly to the Spellbinders kit, and it will show you all of that. Also, if you're interested in all of them, the All Club crate is available. So I'm showcasing what's included in the All Clubs crate. This next embossing folder is 3D embossing folder. That is Spooky Web. And that includes 2 different embossing sections. So I embossed 2 panels at once with this embossing folder. It's a web look on the right there. On the left is sort of a wonky stitched look I use behind that mummy or Frankenstein. So part of the All Clubs crate, you get 2 exclusive bonus items. One is a cat, a large cat, and the other one is wonky eyes. So we're going to start with the cat. I'm going to show you how to build all of these sets here in a few minutes, so just stick with me. This is a large cat face, tail, and some elements to decorate it. The next bonus is the wonky eyes, if you will. It's a build a monster kind of a theme. It's got a scary mouth and eyes that are really cute. And it says cute, but potentially cursed. These sentiments, a lot of these sentiments I use are from the Clear Stampin' Die of the Month. So we're going to build these cards in a few minutes. I'm just getting all the sets back together so I can show you how I made them. Again, I printed out my little cheat sheet there to help me, put it together and to know what pieces go where. So I just do that. I'm just showing you everything I use here. So I die cut and put together this mobile car, and we're going to go ahead and die cut that sentiment. We did those die cut those, and the embossed panel is going to go on the card first as background. That's with the jack-o'-lanterns. Then I use some foam tape behind this car, this pumpkin car, and I'm very simply making mine real simple. You can add as much color as you want. I decided for these cards, I just wanted a simple white background. I like that these pop. The die cuts really showcase nice. It says, "Hey Boo." I like that. It's filled with these fun characters. So the second card is using the Clear Stampin' Die of the Month. Nope, the Small Die of the Month. So I pre-layered the background with green cardstock on this card. And I'm using that web embossing folder again. And I believe I used Playful Stitches dies, rectangle dies on this card. Again, all the supplies that I use are in my links. You're welcome to use whatever it is you have on hand and be as creative as you want to be with these. And so this is my assembly of these potions and candles and little cake character and ghost. So there's some I didn't use. There's even extra pieces in there that I put together. Maybe I'll use on a tag. One of the things I like to do, I really do every year, is make small gift tags to tie on goodie bags for trick-or-treaters. And I love to make those with either a stamp or a die cut, something simple, even pattern paper. And they are always well received. So let me know if you make gift tags at all for the trick-or-treaters, or if you use gift tags. And tell me how you're going to use some of these sets and which one's your favorite. I would really love to know. Just comment and let me know. So here is the clear Stampin' Die of the month. This is where some of these sentiments came from. Oh, I just love it. I just used almost all of them. I think I have 2 left over, or 1 left over. And I did this background with a purple cardstock. All of the cardstock I'm using is from Color Wheel Cardstock by Spellbinders. The links are in my description. So I used the web on this one for the background, because I just really wanted these dies to pop with colorful colors. Here is this sweet little Halloween friends with balloons. And then it says, let's eat candy and judge people. Isn't that fun? I get a kick out of all the fun sentiments this time around. And, I think all of the All Clubs Crate kits this time are Halloween themed. It's nice to have everything on one theme. And sometimes I know they mix it up with fall, but this one is all Halloween and really fun and snarky. So this is these are the stitched panels I did. They're wonky intentionally. They're not made to be perfect in this kit. So you just stitch how there are lines. When you die cut, there are lines that show a little bit of faint lines if you want to follow the lines, or you can be as creative as you want to be with the stitching on these. It's not meant to be perfect. So I went ahead and used white for the stitching layers and light gray for the other layers. I call this a mummy, but maybe it's a Frankenstein. I don't know, but it's fun. It's funny anyway. So I'm just kind of layering where I think I want the panels to be, and it's however you like it. There's teeth that go with the face, and I know I put the teeth on incorrectly and in the wrong places, but I was so concentrated on where the layouts of the strips were going to be, I didn't pay much attention. But we're all human, and it's going to be, this is how the card is going to be. And we are having a thunderstorm right now. It's huge thunderstorm, so I'm sorry if you hear the thunder. So this says trick or treat, and that is all part of this kit, along with these fun eyes and sort of like little cheeks there, and there's some eyebrows. I just love this kit. I think it's my favorite of all of them, even though I messed up on the teeth. But oh well, we're all human, right? That's card making. It's not meant to be exactly perfect all the time. It was fun to do, and I still love this kit. So go ahead and leave the excess layers off to the edge when you're doing the layers, and then just turn the card over and cut those edges right off, the overage. And there you go. You'd never know you'd had overage. There's my card. Mistakes and all. And let me know in the comments if you've made mistakes, and do you go with it? Just go with it. Or do you trash the card? I just can't trash the card. I either have to put something over top of it or just keep it, but I am not so picky about it. So this one is one of the bonus items. This one has a scary mouth and some wonky looking eyes and a funny sentiment from the clear Stampin' Die of the month. So I am using the striped embossing folder for the 3D embossing folder. I'm using that wonky layers stripes for this one, just because I feel like the eyes are wonky on their own, and maybe this background lends itself to the theme. And then I made that one sort of a medium eye, the other one a smaller eye. And I'm going to add a spinner element behind the big eye. So to do that, I recommend you add a tiny piece of cardstock, just a small little square behind that eye, to glue the spinner element to, so it's nice and flat. Just it reinforces that spinner element. So place everything with foam tape except for the big eye. And then you place your sentiment where you want it. I put it at the top. These are the small card spinners. I'm using one of them. Now you want to glue so there's two layers of the spinner. The layer that's the thinnest would be facing the top. That's how I do it. And the layer that is the thicker would be facing the card. So you glue the spinner onto the back of the eye, and then you add more glue, a tiny, tiny little bit of glue, and then you add the eye to the card panel. But you just have to give it some time and be patient and let it dry all the way before you try to move it. Just make sure and just be patient. Go and do something else, another card or something, and come back to it. And you'll see once it dries, it sits there and it's funny. It's got this cute little wobbly eye. Now onto the other bonus. This cat is one of my favorites. It's so, it's so spooky. And so it's a black cat, but I started with dark gray cardstock. And then I added some ink blending. So a lot of my die cuts, I use a little ink blending on the edges just to give it some extra accents. And that way, to me, it's softer. But I did start with cardstock, and then I just added some extra complementary colors for ink blending. In this case, I used black over that gray cardstock. So again, I'm using the emboss panel. I use the web behind this kitty, and it's got a cute little eek sentiment. I cut that out with gold glitter cardstock by Spellbinders. I believe it's treasured cardstock, and the cute little pumpkin. Everything is so sweet, and the collar with the skull. Oh, it's really cute. So they did a good job with designing these pieces. So I know you can probably make this one interactive as well. That would be fun to do, but I decided just to go ahead and adhere it down the way it's made to be. And I think this is a cute cat that's trying to be scary. I don't know. What do you think? So then you add that. You see the side area of the tail. The bottom part of the tail is that small piece, and the large piece is the tip of the tail. So I put that towards the top. And then this set comes with a pumpkin. Really cute. You can see I just ink blended around that orange cardstock, and it's got a little greenery at the top, and then eek. I like that. And that is it. Everything is so simple. I tried to be as simple as I could be for these cards, just to give you ideas on how to use all these sets. So now the next thing we're going to do is some Glimmer hot foiling. We're going to use the press and foil of the month called Boo Humbug. So this one, again, it has that spooky ghost, and then it's got a cute little die cut ghost that's going to go with it. This ghost is, I guess it's meant to be a shadow, but I decided that I'm just going to make it cute. Just another ghost, but I'm going to make it purpley lavender lilac shade. And I'm going to die cut. I'm going to foil the ghost in the lilac and the sentiments in black using the Glimmer hot foil system with my die cutting machine. So you go ahead and preheat that. There is a registration guide if you want to use that. I did. Now I pre-ink blended using some Hero Arts ink in 2 shades. I alternated sort of a pink and purple together, more of a lilac color. And I just wanted that to be a very soft background. And then I'm going to show you how I foil. So this is hot foil in lilac. The pretty side faces down, and it's touching the face up press plate. So you keep the press plate face up. You put the pretty side of the foil facing the plate, and then you put the pretty side of the cardstock facing the plate. on top of a foil. So there's a registration key underneath that I taped down on the corners just to give me an idea where to place the cardstock and where to place the ghost. So once that's all set and heated up and preheated, you go ahead and you take your panel. I'm using the original Glimmer hot foil system. Well, I'm not sure if it's the original, but it's not the newest one. And then you run that through the die cutting machine. Now I'm using a platinum. I didn't need any shims or anything. It just go through real slowly when you're putting this through the die cutting machine. I went much more slow. I used a slower pass through the machine that I showed you here. I just fast forwarded, and you can see how beautiful that shimmers and shines. And so that is going to be the base. I went ahead and hot foiled all the sentiments at once because I like to do that. So later on, when I want to use the sentiment, it's ready. There's no dies on these sentiments. So I just use my paper trimmer to very easily cut out each of these sentiments. I just think it's just as easy to do that. And so that is wonderful. I really love it. This is going to be on a card base in white, and I covered that with purple cardstock, A2 size, and then I die cut this ghost panel that was pressed using I believe it's the lemonade stand die. All of the links will be in my description. All the affiliate links will be there. I try to link because everybody asks, what did you use? Where do I get it? So that's what I do for you all to make it easy. And this is a cute little sentiment. It says, boo, now leave me alone. Isn't that fun? It's so cute. So this press and foil is called Boo Humbug. And that includes that little small ghost die set. And I placed him a little differently. I decided to go ahead and place him on the left side. I don't know, I just wanted something a little different. And I used the hat from the large die of the month. Isn't that sweet? I love it. I love playing with dies a little bit differently. Then next we're going to do stenciling. So this stencil set has many layers. The first layer when you die it is more like the back. When you cut it, it's more like or when you stencil it, it's more like a background, the center area. The second layer is more of the pumpkins, the base of the pumpkins or the body of the pumpkin. And then you get the greenery on the pumpkin and the stems and then green. So all of these were ink blended using different ink blending brushes and some Hero Arts ink. And then the faces. So it's optional if you want to use the jack-o'-lantern faces or not. You can. So I decided to. I wanted to do that. And then the bat layer. Isn't that fun? And when you're all done, guess what? You see, you have ghosts. So the ghosts are going to be the color of whatever paper you're using. I started with white cardstock, so my ghosts turned out white. So you can make them other colors just by switching out what kind of cardstock, what color you're going to make the cardstock be. Again, there is a lot of thunder and lightning right now. I'm sorry, but I started the video and then everything is just going crazy outside. Sorry about that. So this says Happy Halloween, and right, that's all I did. So the clear Stampin' Die of the Month accents that just perfectly. And then there's my cards up close. I hope you like this. I hope you give it a try. Pick one of your clubs if you like, or get them all in the All Clubs crate. My links are below. Please take a moment to like, comment, and share, and follow me. Follow my YouTube. I would really appreciate it. You all have a wonderful day.